What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing The Lion King remake 2019. It's directed by Jon Favreau and features the voices of Beyonce, Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, amongst a slew of others, which we'll go over. Now, if you have never seen the 1994 version of The Lion King, I would recommend not watching this review. I'm assuming that you have seen that. Because I'm not really going to go over the plot of the movie. I think we've all seen The Lion King. This movie goes over the same general plot, so I'm not going to, go over that. I'm just going to go over some things I liked, some things I didn't like. So spoiler alert ahead, if you have not seen the 94 Lion King, watch this one first, or watch that one, then this one, before you watch this review. So first, I'm just going to go over some things I liked, and I'll probably do a little, we'll be all over the place. And if you're wondering why I have these glasses, I want to tell a little 3D story at the end. My experience going to the 3D movie, or not really going to the 3D movie. Anyway, I digress. So some things I liked. The main thing I really liked about the movie is it looked fantastic. It looked absolutely beautiful, stunning. The detail of everything, the bugs, the water, the dirt, all of the animals, their fur flowing. It looked absolutely stunning. So Disney did a great job when it comes to just the look of the film. They did a tremendous job. The night scenes in particular were probably my favorite. I like the look of the night scenes. So another thing I liked was Seth Rogen's voice in this movie as Pumbaa. I thought he was a perfect pick. He fit Pumbaa like a glove. I thought him doing Pumbaa's one of my favorite characters in the movie, so I really liked him. Just his tone of his voice, his energy in his voice fit perfectly with the character. So I really liked him. Everybody else, it was just kind of like, okay, give or take. The only one I was really anti going in was Jeremy Irons as Scar being taken out. Jeremy Irons has the perfect voice for a villain. He's a great villain. But I mean, the guy who did the new one, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but it was okay. Like I said, nothing great, nothing bad. Another thing I liked about the movie, the end scene. I thought the end scene was tremendous. The fight between Simba and Scar was good. Now there was one cheesy line of dialogue delivered in there that I did not like, delivered by Nala. So that's whatever. And they did take out one of my. I'll get into one of my dislikes in a moment. But before I do that, just another thing I liked. The opening was very well done. I thought that had to be well done. They did a good job with it. So hats off there. The montage scene was solid. If I don't really go over it as a like or dislike, it's kind of just like, okay, it was neutral. Not bad or good either way. So some of the dislikes I had. The singing scenes did not really fit within the flow of the movie. Now, one thing also to keep in mind while I'm doing this review, keep in mind I watched this movie when I was 7 or 8 years old, so I have a little bit of nostalgia factor coming into this review, but I just feel like the singing scenes didn't fit. Now, not to say the singing didn't sound good. It did sound good, but it was just a little bit like, okay, it didn't like be prepared with Scar in the 94 Lion King was just a perfect build-up and just showed you his evil and what he was behind. My favorite song is I Can't Wait to Be King. I felt like that was a little bit, and you could do more with the animation. I get that the animal choreography, listen, I get it, fair enough. But yeah, I just didn't feel like the singing was appropriate. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Beyonce and Donald Glover did a great job singing it, but the song didn't fit within the flow of the movie, if that makes sense. So that's just something I wasn't really feeling. And honestly, they didn't really do anything off the beaten path. It was pretty much almost line for line the same movie. Now, my favorite character from the 94 version is Rafiki. I thought he was great. No issues there. They did take out one of my favorite lines from the movie, so I gotta call it. It's small detail, but I gotta call it out. When Nala and Simba meet up when they're older, and Nala's looking for help, and she runs into Simba, she says he's the king, and then Pumbug's like grovel, your majesty. That was like one of my favorite parts from the '94 version. So I'm a little bit perturbed they left that. They did almost line for line the same thing, but they took that line out. And I like the correction, "I know your father," from Rafiki. They kept that line in the movie, but it just didn't feel the same. So not too many dislikes. Just like I said, the music not quite fitting in. But as far as so not too many dislikes. Just other than the music just not really flowing. And I don't know. I had the same issue with Jungle Book, and it was an issue of it just doesn't feel right with the voices coming out of animals that look real. Because they get the animals look tremendously real. So them talking feels a little bit awkward. That leads into like one of my bigger dislikes. This isn't a Lion King thing. This is just kind of a movie thing in general, but this movie falls into that. Movies that don't take place in America should not be voiced by American actors. Now, it's no disrespect to anyone in this movie. Obviously, they're going to take that role and their voice in the movie. But a movie that takes place in Africa, I believe in Kenya is the specific area. If I'm wrong, I do apologize. But it takes place in Africa, so you should either have that African dialect used as the language with subtitles and using African actors, or if you're going to do it in English, do it at least have African actors' voices so it sounds like they're from that region. They have at least the accent from that region. Now, I have the issue with other movies that don't take place. They are in, wherever in the world, not in America, but they have American voices. Now, I get why Disney doesn't do that. They're going to take a financial hit by not having that laundry list of stars. That's what it is. And also, people don't want to read subtitles. Now, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of reading subtitles either. I'm not the biggest fan of reading subtitles during a movie either, but it just feels more appropriate. Some of my favorite movies that are internationally done are done with actors from there. For example, City of God, if you've ever seen that, it takes place in Brazil. It's in Portuguese, as it should be. Obviously, it was done there, so it's a little bit different. But I just think more American movies should take that into account. That's not a big gripe. That's more a gripe about it in general. It kind of loses its genuine feel. All the other voices in the movie, I know that's a big thing with people, all the actors in it. Everybody else I felt was just like, okay, they're pretty good. Beyonce was fine, Donald Glover was fine, John Oliver, he was Zazu, I had to remember his name. He was cool, nothing. The voice actor for Sarabi was fine. Nothing really that too noticeable. I believe the voice that did Rafiki, or either did Rafiki or Scar, one of the characters was an African voiced actor, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, again, I apologize. But for the most part, yeah, everybody was fine, but it just goes into my gripe of keeping it in-house, you know what I mean? But overall, solid movie, and it kind of goes into how I feel about all the Disney remakes in general. They're all, okay, it was good, but they're using an established story that is proven to work, and they're just putting it in live action. So for me, I saw these movies as a kid, so they don't have the same effect on me as they did when I was a kid. And also, just being a cartoon, I just like that. I have a preference toward that, especially when it comes to stuff with animals. But yeah, it was okay. It was good. I would definitely recommend seeing it. It is an experience. If you have kids and they've never seen The Lion King at all, I would definitely recommend taking them to this. The opening scene just grabs you. And they do a very good job with that. So yeah, definitely check it out. They're using an established story, so I can't really call it a classic because it's remaking a classic. But yeah, overall, solid movie. Check it. Let me know what you think if you've seen it. How you feel about the Disney remakes. Do you think that Disney is just kind of taking an easy out for money to just, we have established product, let's just do remakes? I like new and original movie ideas myself. So I have a little, as a movie snob, I have a little bit of a gripe against anything that the remakes, the sequels, the reboots. I'll watch them, I enjoy them, but generally they rarely have the same feel as the as the OG. But you know, again, let me know what you think, guys. If you liked it, disliked it, if you're gonna go see it this weekend. But thank you. I forgot even I was gonna mention my little story. So we originally went to go see the movie in 3D. We had on our 3D glasses. Movie started. It was all yellow. It looked like the color was off. There's a line. So I went down, complained. That took forever. Other people were complaining, so it wasn't just me being crazy. And so anyway, I ended up getting my money back and watching the movie in the standard version. I'm not a big fan of 3D. Also, yeah, let me know what you feel about 3D. I am personally not a fan of it. I don't really like, because even if it works, which this one didn't, there's like a gray tint. But this one, yeah, it was the colors were all over the place. Something wasn't vibing. And but yeah, so if you're gonna go see it, I recommend the standard version. If you love 3D, that's fine. That's cool. It's not like a big deal of mine. It's just something I generally don't go to 3D movies. But yeah, guys, thank you again for joining me. I got some food reviews coming up. I hope you enjoyed this review, and let me know what you thought of the movie. Thank you all very much for your time. Y'all take care and be easy.